G'day guys, Adam from Suncoast Caravan Service, and I've also got
Chris.
Miriam.
Tish.
Welcome to part 3, Caravan 101, how to choose a caravan. This is the third question we are addressing, which is?
Layout and functionality.
Good
Layout
one.
and functionality.
Good
so
one.
this is our third topic that
Yes.
we've covered off. So the first one was budget. Second one was tow vehicle.
Tow vehicle.
Absolutely critical. And the last one on this topic is functionality of the caravan, what you want to do with it, where you want to go with it, how you want to use it,
Yep.
How that will determine
What you buy.
brand, what type,
Yep.
whether you buy
Size.
new second.
Yeah.
This is going to be absolutely critical. So, encapsulating that is something I spoke about in the earlier series when I talked about
Budget.
build construction as well. So,
Yep.
these are a couple of key components that we want to talk about today about why you buy the van you buy, how you buy it, and that sort of thing
Yep.
as well. So, first one for me in my mind, and this is something you guys can attest to, and we can as well. Disgustingly, 9 caravans for us, 5 for you.
Yep.
You know, the layout. You guys are about to do a layout change.
Yep.
In
We
the
are.
van.
Yep.
And like you guys can attest to that because of how you use
How
your
we use it
caravan.
makes a huge difference.
That's
Yes,
your
absolutely.
intention. So
Yeah.
we've just done it as well. So we went from 22'6" down to 19'6".
Mhm.
So we dropped 3 foot off our caravan. We
Huge.
dropped like 300 kilos out of our caravan. So
Wow.
like so much easier to tow for us.
A little bit,
We're
just a little
weekend
bit shorter.
warriors. So
Yeah.
we took nearly a metre off our caravan. That's
Huge
That's
insane.
in a
massive.
caravan,
That's
isn't
our
it?
whole
Huge.
ensuite.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so like that's crazy. But for us, for the
No more
type of
dancing room.
camping we wanted to do,
Yep.
well, we can get away with a smaller van. So
Yep.
why not?
And for us, it's a totally different spectrum.
100%.
We live in there full time. We need that space. So
We're
I
actually going
generally,
bigger.
I generally get up early in the morning. So I like to grind the coffee machine. So having
At
that space
4:30.
where I can walk out of the bedroom, close a couple of doors, go into the back part of the van.
Yeah.
So just
Yeah, so we're
going
on
back to
to-
before what Chris has said, we originally had we had a camper trailer, then it had a little Jayco pop top,
17 foot.
tiny little 17-foot one.
Yep.
Then we had a 22'6", and then the 4 vans since that have all been pretty much the same layout, except for the
22'6",
first 2 had
yeah.
bunks,
Yep.
and the second 2 haven't. Aside from that, it's been the same layout. So
Yep.
for us, the new van that we'll be building next year will be technically the first complete layout change that we
Yeah.
are making, and that is purely because
Of
Chris
our
is noisy,
arrangements,
buddy.
how
That's
we
how you
use the
use it.
van.
How we
Your
use the van.
functionality,
Because
what
we-
functions for you.
Yes.
Absolutely. We live
Yeah.
in it full time. I work until quite late at night. Chris
Yep.
gets up really early in the morning, so I don't like having 4 hours of sleep and been woken up by the coffee being ground because I don't drink coffee, so the smell isn't enough to make me happy.
She's missing out. That's why she's
So
always angry.
that's
That's
yeah.
why he's always angry.
Angry face.
Is it women in general, is it? Yeah, okay, all right. Okay, I get it now.
So I think though also when it comes to choosing what type of caravan, you need to take into account how confident you are towing as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
But then there's do you mind having canvas? Do you want a popped up? Do you want a little flip out camper trailer? Do you want a big caravan? Do you want to be glamping? Do you want to be what do you want to do with
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
Do you want the best of both worlds and you want to go to like a hybrid where you can do a little bit of everything but still have, you know, the essential things that you need, like a space that's a little bit more waterproof and fridges and oven.
Do you
or stove.
remember when we had the camper trailer? We loved our camper trailer and we thought everyone with the caravan
Thought they were
absolutely
crazy,
we
yes.
thought they were crazy. We loved our camper trailer and then we were like we had this conversation. Do you think we've got enough money to keep the camper trailer and buy a caravan?
Yeah, it would have been nice to have the best of both worlds, yes.
And
Right.
possibly get a rooftop tent because we could see applications for all 3.
Yeah.
And to this day, we do have the rooftop tent and we have the caravan,
Yeah.
so we've got the best of both
We're
worlds.
fortunate that we can do that,
But
yes.
we couldn't. We struggled, didn't we, trying to figure out what because.
It's a huge decision to make. I mean, you know.
And there's always give and take with everything. That comes with layouts of caravans. There's give and take, and with what caravan you choose, there's
Yeah.
give and take.
Yeah. And
Well,
go,
I mean,
So I think the first one, the boxes that I think you need to tick,
Yeah.
is on road, off road.
that's a huge one.
That,
huge one.
that's
Yeah.
Or semi off road.
Yep, that's monumental. So where do you want to go? How often are you going to use it? And where are you intending
How
to
far
travel?
do you want to go with it?
Yeah.
You know,
So
how far do you want to
full
go?
off road, I would class the Titanium as a full off road van.
Yeah.
Off road, off grid.
This is like a Jayco Journey Outback. So we've got the independent suspension, but I wouldn't take this where I'd take that.
We
So-
we took our Jayco to a lot of places. Again, it comes back to that maintenance.
Yeah.
Maintenance is
You did a
crucial.
lot of pre-preparing the Jayco
A lot of
though. A lot of
pre-preparing, yes.
reinforcing and a lot of
Yes.
work on it before
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
took it, whereas the titanium comes prepared.
It comes prepared. All that sort of homework is done. Yes.
But this is, and I should have talked about this in episode 1.
Yes.
Budget.
But your budget
Budget is
your
a huge
budget
part of it.
so often dictate. People say to me all the time, like, "Oh, how does a caravan cost 180,000 and I can buy a Jayco for 80,000?"
Yeah.
And it's those things that create the variables between an $80,000 caravan and a $180,000 caravan. And
Apart from build construction,
it's
and things
yes.
like that.
Absolutely.
like a chassis for an on-road caravan might cost $4,000 to make
An on-road, a full off-road?
a full off-road. Like if you
Not a price that Adam
So-
really knows as factual, just so
Yeah.
everyone
I
knows.
know it, trust me.
and so like if you buy the suspension that's on the titanium,
Yeah.
like that can be like a $16,000 purchase.
Yeah.
Just for
Just for the
Just for that.
suspension.
just for the suspension,
component
let alone
itself.
bolting it to a chassis or
Yeah, that's
welding
right.
it to a chassis.
Exactly
So
right, yes.
you know you're talking like $4,000 as opposed to maybe $30,000 or $25,000
Yeah, I'd say
just
30,
for
yeah.
a chassis.
And then we think about the battery system. It was so funny. I'm trying to think back to our 22'6". We did not even have an inverter.
We didn't have an inverter. We
I
didn't
don't
even
even
really
know
know what it was.
I don't even know if we had a solar panel. I'm assuming we did.
I
Do you
can't
even
remember.
know? We
Don't.
don't even know.
Don't even tell him. Like when we ordered this caravan, we had one 100 amp hour battery, and I think it had one solar panel. And
Yes.
Because
like,
you knew you wanted to invest
Yeah,
in
I know,
grid
but, like,
We
system.
did, yeah.
That's,
but
you know-
that's all we had on the last one
Yeah.
that we had.
100%. Like yeah,
And we were literally, we went away for our first, what we call we're a weekend warrior. So our first 4-day trip, generator got turned on by day 2.
yeah. But this
We
is the
used
thing.
the kettle on the gas.
Yeah, this is the
Pretty
thing.
much. It was
so-
back to the dawn
yeah.
ages.
So like a chassis can vary from like I said, like $4,000 to 34 grand.
Yeah.
And
So
then
can a battery system.
A battery system can range from a 100 amp hour battery and a
Yeah.
basic charging system costing under $1,000
Yeah.
to like a hardcore battery system like in this thing. And
What's our package called? Our battery system package with you?
Spending the
Spending
kids'
the Spending the
inheritance.
kids' inheritance?
Spending the
Yes.
kids' inheritance.
That's our battery
Like, you know, a
system.
battery system like that could, like, if you, all the bells and whistles could nudge 20k. So there's
Yeah.
a $19,000 difference there. So, you know, this is how caravans can cost so much more money if you start to put all those extras on.
100%.
But
Yeah.
these extras are what determines a layout,
Yep.
functionality, where you can go, how you're going to get
And
there.
how long
We're
you
not-
can stay
yeah,
there for.
we're
How
not-
many water tanks you're going to put under it. That's...
So, so we've got bunk beds.
we don't.
But we also wanted an ensuite.
Yes.
So we have our own ensuite.
Yeah.
If I was a family that, you know, I only ever stayed in caravan parks, I might choose a layout that has bunk beds but without the ensuite.
Yep. So you can go
Because
on
there are
suite
amenities
sites.
there.
Correct, because the
Yeah.
amenities are there. I'm just going to use what's already there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Um,
the determining
you know.
where you want to go.
Where
is
do you want to go
absolutely
is the crucial part, I think. Yes.
And that's why,
Yeah.
like, these three things, they're all so relevant. You've got to tick all these boxes, working out where you want to go, how you want to get there. That's going to determine the layout you want, whether, you know,
Yeah.
you can sleep with your wife on an east-west bed and she shoves you in the corner and nudges
Kicks you in the
like,
face, you know. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
She's, yeah.
Well, where we want to go, that's what determined. That's when we decided to sell the Jayco.
Well, yes.
We had the Jayco and we loved our Jayco. We
Yep.
dragged it through the outback. We took it to the Big Red Bash without the inverter and 3 kids, mind you.
No
And
heater.
No heater.
Doesn't that sound so pleb? Oh, I
But
didn't
we
even have an
actually
inverter.
thought it was amazing because
We did,
we
we
just
did.
upgraded from our little old Jayco pop top, which we also thought was amazing because we just upgraded from our camper trailer.
Yeah.
But then we had our Jayco, 22'6", no inverter, da 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 da. He did all the reinforcing, and we just looked at each other and said,
It's
"Yeah,
time to take the next
that
level."
that trip was good, but it wasn't ideal, and
Yeah.
we think it's time to start looking at something a little bit more."
Yep.
Off-road and off-grid.
Yep.
And that's when we started doing our research
But it
because
comes-
we knew
yeah.
where we wanted to go.
Is it? It's funny, people get that you said two words there and some terminologies, if you want to call it that. Off-road
Yeah.
and off-grid.
Off-grid.
Yes.
Yes.
They're
There
two
you go.
wildly different things, and people getting
They
confused all the time.
Yep.
Off-road is hitting dirt roads, corrugated roads,
Corrugation.
bumps, culverts, whatever you want to call it,
Yep.
and then off-grid. So they're two wildly different things.
Let me
Off-grid,
just say, off-road, you need a good bra.
yes.
Off-grid, you don't need a bra.
Oh, look, yeah.
And I think that will cut the video. we've covered it all.
But this, if you're talking about off-road and off-grid, this comes at serious costs. So you've got to know that you're going to want to use it. So we're not spending $20,000 or $30,000 on a battery system because we like to spend money. We're doing it because we live
It allows us
off-road.
to be
We live off-grid.
off-grid.
We can replenish all our power. I mean, we don't have gas on board, so we rely on that. So that is the way we use it.
That's not what Miriam said.
Yeah.
Plenty of gas on board. Yeah, so we have,
Fully gassed.
500 litres of water in the Caravan, 680 if we take the truck into consideration.
Yeah.
We have 1.45 kilowatts of solar on the roof.
Yeah.
We've got a huge battery system because we want to go off-road to be off-grid.
To be off-grid.
For as long as we can. So we can easily do a month if we can get the water to last that long. And because we've got the water truck, you can go and fill that up and come back.
Yeah.
We can last off-grid for such a long time.
As far as the van will take us being that size van.
Yep.
And then when it doesn't, then we're very fortunate that we have this set up in the car as well. So we can leave a Caravan behind in the
and
same
sleep in
spot
the rooftop tent.
and continue to go. But then again, you've got to work out what you're going to use the van for.
Yeah. So I guess, and people talk about layout all the side, club lounge, dine out lounge, and all that sort of thing. Slide outs, all those fun things.
Pop top, Caravan.
Huge, it's huge.
Yeah.
The most, don't get caught in the glitz and glamour. Be really aware of
Functionality.
that. Functionality is important. When you go in, my advice would be find a manufacturer, and this is something you guys have done.
Yep.
And we have to a certain degree as well. We're not sponsored by Jayco or anything. We just know they work for us.
Yeah.
Find
They
a
tick our
brand.
budget, they tick our total vehicle,
find
they
a
tick our
brand
lifestyle.
that works for you, because pretty much whether it's a Supreme or a Titanium or a Sunseeker or a Jayco, whatever it is, find a brand that fits your desires to go where you want to go how you want to go.
Absolutely.
Has a build construction method that you're happy with and you're content with and you trust. And then they can, pretty much anyone can make a layout, or they'll have a layout that's so similar to the one you want. Don't get caught up in the layout so much.
The layout is not where it's at.
Find a brand that has good reviews online.
Yep.
They've got a good owners group, and the owners speak fondly about the brand.
Yep.
You go and have a look at the van. Make sure the seals look good. Make sure the plumbing looks good underneath. Make sure the cabinetry is solid. Make sure that there's not bits peeling off the cabinetry and all that sort of thing.
Yep.
Find a van that's solid, built well, that fits in your weight rating, fits in your budget, and that's the van
And has
you
good
should buy.
functionality for
Yes.
what you intend
to do
use
with
it for.
Yeah,
You don't want to waste
Absolutely.
money on a full off-road, off-grid caravan if
And
you
use
don't feel
it.
confident
Yeah.
going to those places, or if you just want to go to caravan parks on weekends.
To look cool.
In that case,
Well,
go for it. If you want to just look cool, that's fine.
No, I think a lot of vans are out there. They're building them up and making them look like you say, the bling and
Yep, they
Bling
look
bling.
beautiful.
don't get caught up in that type of stuff.
No.
Functionality,
Yeah.
man, is
because
where it's at.
you can still make it what you want to.
You can make it what you want.
Absolutely.
Which is what we've
He
done
did that
here.
with our Jayco.
So,
I said that before
Yeah.
in one of the videos that we did. He totally blinged up our Jayco. It
Yeah.
was so cool. It was the coolest.
Even splashbacks, I put nice colour
we had
black acrylic
turquoise all through the van.
That's
It
how
to
was,
you
give it
can-
our little spice and
Another thing I tell so many people, and you touched on this before.
Yep.
I know in earlier videos we've done. My companies like Camplify and a few of those others. My
Try before
advice
you
is
buy.
if
Yep, there you go.
haven't owned a
Yeah.
van before and it's your first time, or you're thinking about getting into it, and before you take that big plunge and drop 100k, 150k, whatever it is, whether it's 10k is a lot of money sometimes. Go and hire a caravan.
Yep.
Feel the experience, feel the lifestyle, feel what it does for you and your family. For us, we love it because it's family time for us. But if you're going to go and buy a 19'6" Jayco, jump on Camplify and hire a 19'6" Jayco and see what it's like. See if you can deal with the east-west bed climbing over your wife. Sometimes you might get lucky and you
definitely
enjoy
not-
that.
Clear,
Not-
that's still a
that's
point
good.
of contention for
Yeah,
us.
so
not
go and
my
if
jam.
you're thinking about buying a new
One
age,
small
or you're thinking about
sacrifice.
buying whatever,
Yeah.
go and hire that caravan and see how the function works for you. See how the layout works for you before you go and spend that.
oh
money.
yeah, and if you're looking at a van with, what do you call them? The shower over the toilet over the shower, the bathroom.
Combo.
The
Shower,
combo,
toilet,
toilet,
combo.
shower.
I suggest you hire one and try that before you make your mind up.
That-
We
that-
had,
that
we had
beats-
one for a long time.
I get it's how you use it.
Yeah, it is.
it's-
So if you go to the toilet in the night in your socks and someone hasn't wiped the shower down, it's
when
really
it's winter too.
it's really not an ideal situation.
And I was also going to say, we've been there too with our Jayco Expander
Yes.
that we had. It's also not great to go in the wee hours of the morning, forgiving the term we, and go in and find wet toilet paper.
Yeah,
Yes.
there you go.
No,
There you
Yes.
go.
the
Yes.
worst bit is when you slide your undies down there, down around your feet, and you put your
back
undies
up
back on, and you get wet. No, and because it's cold, a little bit of shrinkage. But, and And yeah, so
This is also a body functions
Yeah,
discussion.
Yeah, it's
this
a totally
is-
different one again. Yes.
this is the topic.
Every
number 4.
conversation in a caravan of life always comes back to something to do with the toilet, doesn't it?
So
course it
at
does.
some
Of course it
point we
does.
are going to be talking about accessories, and that's when we'll discuss compost toilets
Yep.
and cassette
We're gonna
toilets. But
talk
that's
poo.
for another day.
Yeah, 100% it is.
So
Yes.
there we go.
All right,
Is that
guys.
a wrap on functionality?
That's
Yeah.
a wrap
Layout?
on number 3. So we've ticked it off. We've done
Yep.
budget. We've done
Tow vehicle.
and
Functionality.
Functionality.
layout.
get the functionality right.
/ try before you buy.
Try
Yes.
before you buy.
Yep.
These are the absolute 3 critical things that you need to do, or you should consider
Research.
before purchasing your
Your next.
next caravan
Yep.
or your first caravan. If you are buying your first caravan, congratulations, good luck, enjoy.
Yep. Like I say, if you have any questions, give these guys a call, jump on emails, social media,
socials.
whatever, and feel free to jump on our socials as well.
Reach out to
And,
us
yeah.
as well. We're happy to have a chat.
Yep.
We love talking to people. See you later,
See you guys. Bye bye.
Internal and external
External.
accessories.
Accessories.
So these guys are onto their 9th van now.
Apparently.
And how many JCos have you had?
5.
5.
5
Awesome.
JCos.
Good on
So
you
they
guys.
do know a little bit about accessorising caravans, not
Yeah.
just from the fact that they do it as a job, they actually live it as well.
Yep.
What can you do externally to modify caravans?
No.
I love the fact the drill's so easy, so quick.
Because all of that equipment is rate rated and it's all over 1,000 kilos.
Yep.
Please,
So-
guys, keep in mind if you're going
Ball
to get a
weight.
huge box, you're going to affect your ball weight.
Ball
So.
weight.
We've got a standard cassette toilet, so we put a SOG on
Yep.
to help with fumes. Mine don't smell. Letitia's.
Having that extra soul to replenish our batteries is probably
Bit
more
more
important for us.
And that's the same as
100%,
us.
yes.
So-
The accessories we've put on
Yep.
are there because of the way we use the
The way
van,
you use it.
how we use the van,
Yeah.
and where we want to go with the van.
Yeah.